Hello, welcome to a quick guide to Nioh 2 for our beloved Bald Lord, Asmongold. So, you can ignore all that stuff. There's a lot of tutorial. You can go at all step by step, whatever you feel like. You know, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, I'm just sort of trying to be helpful. When you eventually, if you ever get to the game, again, copium. Alright, so most important decision. Which weapon do you want to start with? So you can choose any weapon at any time, but you do get a small stat boost at the beginning, depending on what weapon you choose. Obviously, not sword and spear. You're probably going to go between an axe, which is a big weapon, or probably the beloved, the Odachi. So very, very, very similar to all Souls games you've experienced. Except you're having a whole stamina regen system in the key pulse. Don't worry about it too much, I'll just grab both of these. The axe, just a big... And then you've got weapon switching. Nioh 2 has a 2-weapon system, so you can switch between them whenever you want. So some of the... You can do a whole bunch of stuff with that, let's not worry too much about it. You get Guardian selection, simple stuff here. The different Guardian changes your yokai form. So this is just your basic attacking one. So this is an easy one to pick. And it allows you to use a giant hammer. Alright, so let's move forward. We're all good. Where's the guide? We've got some backdrop. We've got plenty of cutscenes. Oh, not plenty. Just a couple cutscenes at the start of each mission. So the big difference between Nioh and, your Souls-like games is really just the instanced combat. So you do pick your mission and then you go into the mission. So let's just go straight in. And there's, the loading time is pretty quick. And on your PC setup it should be fine. Alright. So first steps on the adventure. Now, you'll be collecting a lot of loot. That's kind of the nature of the game. This is your shrine save point. So your grace, your, everything. Now there's a lot more you can do in Nioh than Souls games. So one of the simple things, leveling up with Amrita. So it's your basic Souls, your currency for leveling up. And also you can use it for some other stuff. But let's not go there. Everyone will tell you to go more Constitution. You just go Strength because you just want to do more damage. Each weapon has 2 scalings, so I don't want to try and... Yep. So each one scales off of 2 things, well, 3 things, but So you get attack bonus from Stamina, Strength, and Courage, and attack bonus from Heart, Stamina, and Strength. You have the 2 ranged weapon slots, which you'll get to later. You've got your full armor. So there are armor sets in the game. Later on, you'll find them. Oh, and there's accessories. So depending on the version you've got, which I'm guessing will be a complete edition, but I'd be surprised if you don't get that version. But you can go straight to your boons and you get a whole set of armor. So the first thing you can do is get a decent set. That'll just tide you over for a little bit. There is training if you want to learn more about the basic functions, which again is entirely up to you. Like everything here. One of the things you can do is make offerings. So you can take stuff that you think is not good. So if you prefer the ornate, you can just go, oh god damn. Unlock. And we can offer these. We don't get much Amrita for leveling, but it's something you can do. So you can get Amrita as you progress, just collecting all the loot. And then when you trade it in, you get this Divine Rice, which, there's a lot of systems in Nioh, so it is going to be slightly confusing. The most important thing is this. Auto purchase. So You want to auto purchase elixirs so that you always have them, because they're your healing, like in every Souls game. And then we just pick on some armor. So the things to look out for with equipment: basic defense number, totally logical. Toughness is a modifier. That toughness is your poise, so your chances of being staggered when you get hit. And then weight, so both of these weigh the same, so it's not really a big deal. So just grab toughness. Oh, let's just go all million demon armor. So this is just basic sets you get as a bonus. So it's too much weight. So as soon as you're over encumbered, overweight, you're quite slow. One of the negatives though, let's grab that, is that your dodges, you won't go as far. So again, the lighter the load, the further you travel. There's a lot of locking on, like all Souls games in combat. So here's an example. We've got combat here. We can search there, grab that. There'll be so much loot on the ground. Your chat's going to spam to pick up loot, and there can be. That's one of the things you'll have to deal with. Back attacks are really the meat and bones of the game. So always attack from behind if you can. Always block if you need to. So every weapon in the game, this is probably the biggest difference, is the blocking is more worthwhile in Nioh, so for a reason. So you can always block, dodge, and you're managing your stamina at all times, like every Souls game. So you have, in some circumstances in this, you have like you can run past here, you don't have to fight this guy, but if you want to. And after every attack, you can key pulse. So that's going to be something you'll have to practice, and it's going to be that's the biggest difference between Nioh and the Souls games, is key pulse system. Oh, bloody hell! Oh, didn't time that well. Oof. So combat is, very similar Souls-like. But one of the biggest another difference, is you get smashed. You have different stances, so I'm just going to show you the difference there. Ooh, that was painful. It's the 2 life system, so on your second one, if you can pick up your souls, you don't lose them, and you're going to be dying a lot. So there are summons that you can do, which again you may choose not to because you think it's being cheap. But that's up to you. Alright, you see I've only got 3 elixirs because I haven't got enough divine rice to get some more, which would be nice if we had. Alright, so we got guys we can summon. So stances. So each weapon has 3 stances. You have low stance, where you attack quickly. You have mid stance, where you attack reasonably fast. Sort of a mix, and you have good dodging. In low stance you have the best dodging, and it uses less stamina. And then you have high stance, where you do big attacks and big damage. So you're going to be probably in high stance. So let's get revenge. Oh, I should keep the shit up. There's this. Along with collecting your soul back after you die, you collect your guardian spirit, which is really helpful. Ooh. And you can get easily staggered, and so can the enemies. That's better. Give me some stamina back. So when you're in high stance, you will use your stamina a lot, so it will be harder to manage it. So it's one of the things that chat will spam about key pulsing and managing your stamina. Alright, let me just get some stamina back. Also, the yokai will summon these little realms that you've got a key pulse to get rid of. And the yokai counters is another part you're going to have to practice. Oh, that hurt. And there are grapples as well as finishes. Alright, come on. But simple, basic WoW stuff. Attack from behind. Alright, and you're going to get a lot of loot, so, and items that are quest items and things like that. So yeah, that's the basics of combat is blocking, dodging, and attacking things from the back. One of the other systems, here we go. So every time you use a weapon to a certain amount of proficiency, you get skill points. So you can go into your skill tree, go into your weapon skill tree, and depending on what weapon stance, you get skills that sort of suit that. So you're not going to get every skill here. It's just a bit unrealistic. So you do want to pick your stance and try and stick with it. You can always assign your skill points. You can get a little book for that. But early on, you're going to want to stick with a certain stance. Each one has all different abilities, and these are all customizable with different modifiers as well. So there is a bit of plenty of depth in terms of the combat styles. So another big difference between more the, Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne and all them. And Nioh. Nioh's got a lot more on offer. So one of the things I do straight away, high stance, twin moons, easy. There are other skill trees, so as you progress, you will get samurai points. Again, there's a lot more detail. I don't want to go too far. And there's also magic and ninja skills. So again, don't want to go too far. When you get a skill, go to Odachi, so twin moons. You can customize it, which depending on some of the skills you learn in samurai skill tree, you can make it like do poison damage or fire damage. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. It's pretty cool. You got your status screen, so it'll say your agility, equipment weight, all that sort of stuff. Things to look out for: just keeping your plenty of life. Anima is always good, but that'll be soul cores and that'll be later. And I feel like I've gone too long. Okay, I got to end it here. I don't want to overawe you, because that's kind of what Nioh series really is, It is a bit, there's a fair amount of detail. Lots and lots of loot. Your chat will spam to pick up certain loot over other loot. If in doubt with equipment, you want, I've only got basic crap. You want to click all the purple items on the ground. Always get the purple items. Purple loot's awesome. Alright, so this guy here. Ranged, you can block ranged. So okay, and then early on you can grab yourself a bow. And we can just go and headshot people. So the ranged is really effective. So this is another big change from the Souls series, is you actually have range that is worthwhile. And you can do a huge amount of damage. And again, it's just time saving. So at this range, it's less likely to be an instant kill headshot. You can tell by the yellow and red. So it is stunning them. Oh, he's not dead. Come on, get over here. And then you have the last thing I'll show is you have yokai form. So you just, when you have 100, top left corner, it just gives you a separate bar of temporary bar of health that does reduce as you get hit and as you attack. And there's going to be a huge amount of loot all over the place. Some of the other weapons that are worthwhile to give it a go. Pretty much all the weapons are nice. You'll be picking up a lot of weapons all the time. You do want to try 2 different types, I think is probably the best way to go about it. But looking at the numbers, you're going to see, oh, it's got more attack. I'll use that. Now, each weapon has familiarity, so as you use it, it goes up and you do more damage. So it'll give you a bit of a false economy at times. Like this one's great because it's got high attack damage plus. The other 2 modifiers are just garbage. But as a weapon goes up, you get more damage as you familiarity goes up. And then the purple items have the highest amount of familiarity. And then later on you get all this other loot stuff. So always look for new weapons, higher level weapons. You can increase the level of a weapon at the blacksmith once you find the blacksmith in the second mission. So there's a lot more you can do there. There's lots of shortcuts, and you can also just run past enemies. And that was better. Oh, come on. Yeah, come on. Whoa. Oh, I'm done. Alright, so dying will happen a lot. And I didn't get the damn shortcut open. Bugger. Alright then. The game is always challenging and you will die a lot. I suppose that's the most similar part of it compared to... Oof, that was so brutal. Compared to all the Souls games. So let's get rid of all the stuff we don't need. One of the other things you can do as well is you can sort your items before you go into this menu. Oh, I can just sort them there. So sorting them by rarity is the best way to do it. So that way you don't get rid of purple items, because purple things have value. You can use them. Oh, come on. Yep. Oh, I just want to go to the Codon Bazaar. So we got full heals. Full heals! There's lots of shortcuts, lots of different ways to go through each level. The red signs here, I didn't explain those. They summon someone who's died. So another player who's playing, if you're on online mode, who has passed away, unfortunately, and you can battle them and you get Ochaku cups, which you can use to summon people to help you. So you know, if you need that sort of thing. Oh, I didn't pick that up last time. Things to watch out for from chat. Spamming to find Kodama, which are the little green dudes. They'll tell you that they spot one and you'll be like, where is it? And you might argue and all that sort of stuff. Spamming to do shortcuts. Run past enemies, all that sort of thing. Come on, this way. What? I totally got it in the headshot. Oh my goodness gracious me. Yeah. Bloody hell, it's a hard game. So one of the things is the game is the hardest at the start. So I kind of like wanted to... Happy to keep these deaths in because the game is bloody hard. So you may rage, you may quit, you know. It is what it is. I wish you luck. Yeah, so as you get through, it does become easier because, again, you're getting better items, you're getting a more specific build you're sort of building towards. Oh, you devil. And now I'm just running back here because I'm being a bit ridiculous. Come on! Ooh. Alright, can I just... Yeah, get in there. There we go. There we go. Wait. Come on, mate. You bloody dirty rats. Dirty rats. Can you believe that? Ridiculous. Anything else to watch out for? You can turn the headgear on and off. So this is another thing, actually. Some of the options. You got basic game settings. So you can display headgear on and off. So if you want to, cover your face, you can have that on. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's a huge amount of options. So we can turn the life gauges off if you want to be more sort of... Yep. Lots and lots of different stuff. I turned the lock on marker off, but you can have that on if that makes it easier. So it's just sort of, I feel like it makes it a bit better. And you have a whole bunch of other settings. It's quite good in that regard. And I'm sort of just carrying a bit too long, but I had some point I was going to make. There we go. Every enemy can kill you. Even the little guy at the start. So again, this is one of those ones where you go, don't... Always keep on your toes. And grab a bit of health. Yeah, grab a bit of health. And yeah, good luck. You're going to need it. Oh, I got a skill point. Oh, I got a samurai point. Okay, so the samurai points do give you other options in terms of helping with key pulse, which is really great. So since we're doing high stance, get a bonus to attack, and also later on you get some good stuff. They've got like bonus damage based on your strength. So if you build a strength character, you can actually interweave that into your skills and make them do ridiculous amounts of damage. There's a tremendous amount you can do with equipment, and I just want to say one last thing before I finish. All the modifiers on the weapon. So let's go help. All of these ones here, these two, because they haven't got a little symbol next to them, you can change them once you get the blacksmith. So all the armor, you can change whenever there isn't a little symbol next to it. You can change what it does. So you can customize, say this one, you can customize these two. If they have that symbol, you can't. And you can do really specific builds. And it's one of the best things about the game is that you can change the equipment. You can change things. You can temper things, which is really, really good. So you can like make a basic weapon, you can give it water damage, so you do an elemental damage. Fire, you can make enemies go, you can light them on fire, just with any weapon, so you can just temper them and add that modifier, which is really fun. So there's a lot more customization, a lot more sort of RPG elements, just a huge amount of depth in the game. See if I can run past and get to the boss. I very much doubt it. Come on. And there's a lot of lore, there's a lot of... I suppose you can do a bit more reading. You don't have to, though. And you can always just run past enemies if you want. Just be careful, because they do extra damage to you from behind. Keep running. And when you get to this point, you're going to think, how do I activate this shrine? It's locked. And these are little zones that are locked by yokai, and in particular, like one little boss. One boss. So let's... Come on. Get over here. Get over here. Come on. Quickly. Yes. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, come on. So in these zones, your stamina regens slower. So that's the penalty. And you got to beat this guy here. So, do I have any bloody equipment that can help me? You have a lot of items that drop. Again, sort by rarity. Makes it easier. Sacred Water is quite handy. Increases stamina regeneration. And let's... When you hit certain enemies in their weak spot, you do extra damage and you can stagger them. So you can use ranged to do that as well. Oh, just be careful of that grapple. But you can block enemies no matter how big they are. But you just lose stamina. But... Oh. Ouch. Okay. Try to be a bit cautious. So look, we've got some... Here we go. I just want to show you some decent bloody stuff. So we got some purple equipment. So you'll notice that you have more modifiers, the higher the rarity. And these may only be... How much weight is that? That's okay, that's cheap. And we've got... so you notice here, everything's grayed out, all the modifiers. It means I don't have the requirements at the bottom. It says I haven't got enough constitution. So there is going to be situations where you pick up things early on and you're thinking that you've got all the bonuses from them, but you don't. So just keep that in mind. And we got a nice axe. Okay. So we use that. Grab the key. And we get a chest. There's going to be lots of chests around with loot, and so there will be situations where your chat is spamming, oh, there's a chest you missed, and all that stuff. So that's one of the things you'll have to just have to put up with. That does... I lose toughness, but I gain defense. So it's kind of one of those things where you want to balance the toughness and the defense, but early on you just want to go for the bigger number. Okay, let's get some more. So I need more constitution, so I get that equipment. And the price of leveling does go up pretty quick. I mean, in comparison to the Souls games, it does go up quite fast. Let's get rid of everything. We always keep purple items. You can do a lot with them later on. Oh, let's get rid of all these. Yeah, everyone in chat thinking, why is he still going? the point? There's always a point. Okay. Now, lots of enemies... Ooh, we'll try and, you know, sneak attack you. They'll be in positions where you can't see them. And I haven't been fastidious, but this is what the chat will be spamming about, Kodama, which are these little dudes, little green guys. They provide small bonuses, which are helpful. When you get all of them, you know, they're actually meaningful. But it's not a big deal to collect them all. It's just a nice thing to do. So the chat will see them, and you won't see them sometimes, and then they'll spam them. Every boss has a cutscene. Until later on when some of them become mid-bosses. Not really, though. Every boss is appreciated. Each boss has like a origin to it. So this is the brother of the one I fought earlier. Oof. Ah, that was pretty painful. Oof. If you're about to get killed, it's a good idea to switch to the yokai form. Because you can do tremendous amounts of damage. And still keep an eye on your health. Alright, I'll skip that. And then you start getting soul cores. So soul cores are another... The complexity grows as you go through the game. So this is kind of why I wanted to keep going, just to show you in items. So soul cores, they are special abilities, which... so let's go... Oh, that's fine. And they enable you to do special attacks. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to equip it early, because one of the things is the tutorial sort of holds you back on the soul cores, and that can kind of make the game a bit harder. So you can always go back and do missions again. It's one of the things that's great about the game. So we've got a new Guardian Spirit, don't worry about that. You're going to be presented with a number of side missions as well, so you get rewards for finishing the mission. Get the soul core. Now the soul core, one of the things you can do is this one actually is quite useful. You can equip it straight away. So the tutorial wants you to equip it later, so you can skip that though, which will really help you in the long run. And people may spam in the chat that you could have equipped it earlier, and they'll be like, "What are you doing with not having with it?" All this sort of stuff. Just avoid that and just do it early. Yeah. So you have the missions you've completed, got the tick, and you've got the new story mission, and you've got your side missions. And you have to beat the story missions to continue the story on and unlock the new areas and move forward through. But the side missions are really great because they give you a chance to get more Amrita, to level up some more. You can level up in the hub menu thing, so this is quite... we got that one. So we get a samurai skill point for leveling up. So each certain amount of levels you get samurai skill points. We have a Kodama, so we can get a blessing. This is all stuff that you can... We've got a new hammer, which is interesting. We've got a split staff, that's quite nice. We've got some bows. So yeah, this is Nioh 2. So if it's a bit daunting just watching someone trying to tell you how it works, then that may be a sign. Or may not be. I hope you do play the game. So this is one of those things where it's like... I don't want to put you off, but it is what it is. It's quite complex. We have the dojo. We can do basic training. You can also do... later on, you'll get... like for ninja and magic abilities, there's special training things you have to do to unlock more advanced versions. And from this point on, you can do the Torii Gate, which, if you wanted to do, you can do random encounters where you play missions. You can help other people if they're asking for help in the missions you've done, so that you can't go ahead outside of your thing. But you can do expeditions where you can play with up to 2 others, so in a 3-person party. And you can go through the entire story together. So this is kind of like the other option, is you could play with someone. I don't know which of your friends would want to do it, but you never know. So you can play together, and the thing about it is it doesn't really make the game easier, because the bosses get a massive boost in health depending on how many players are with you. So if there's 3 of you, the boss gets, a lot more health. So not triple, but more than double. So it's quite a lot. So it does make it. But you also get extra revives, so you can revive your teammates a certain number of times. So it just makes the game more forgiving, really, but still a big challenge with the bosses. So it balances out quite well. So you can do that if you want to. Random encounters is great for just getting different kinds of umbracite, which you use for tempering, with the blacksmith, which you're going to get soon. But it's just really good. I mean, it's a great way to play the game with other people. So something that Nioh has that Souls games don't have, which is really the expedition mode. And the multiplayer in Nioh is infinitely better than the Souls games, and always has. I mean, it's just way better. There's no comparison. The Hidden Tea House. Okay, so that's a... I don't want to bother going there, but it is what it is. So the chat will tell you you'll be fine to do the main mission. It does have a recommended level, which is 10, and this is recommended level 9. You make your own mind up. There's no over leveling at this point in the game. I wouldn't even worry about that, because even when you get up to the high levels and you're, in Dream of the Nioh and all that, it's still... You can still get killed by the basic enemies if you're careless, or if they get you from behind and you didn't see them. So the game is always challenging. That's where it shares a soul with the Souls-like games, is that it's always challenging you. And you just sort of refine your build to the point where you can handle these challenges. And that's why it's always engaging. At all, at all points. So, let's just go to the hut. You have a little hut. You can do some different thingies. You can have some little dudes there. You have the doggy there. You can also change your appearance. You can always go back and change how you look. Or you can just pick some random story character and change into them. Oh. There's a lot of characters, so it is, Sure, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's Nioh. We got a lot of skills. Shifting skills are yokai based. Just going too long now, and you stop paying attention. But who knows? All right, and I'm pretty much done there. It doesn't really matter. You can do a bunch of different stuff here. That one's quite handy. Get some axe skills, some combo stuff, and we get some more. That's really helpful. Makes you dodging key pulse. That's quite good. yeah. It's been Frosty510 doing a nice. Jesus Christ, it's 40 minutes. I tried to be quick, but that's kind of the nature of Nioh, is that you end up making 40-minute videos. A guide to Nioh 2 for anyone really, but I mean for Asmongold in particular, just because I hope you play the game. So I'm putting this on the Reddit, and I'd really be surprised if you watched it. So if he is watching, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe and all that. I'll catch you next time. Good luck. I hope you play the game. If you don't, it is what it is. Not too worried about it. But I just, thought I'd try and help, which maybe I've done the opposite. Yeah. So yeah.